Hi, I'm Candance Kimberly, and thank you for joining us for Best in Boxing Pre-Show. Today on the show, we're going to take you inside camp with hot prospect Kevin Torres. Our own Marcos Villegas sits down with undefeated and new WBO super welterweight champ Jamie Munguia, fresh off his win over Saddam Ali. We're going to FaceTime with the author of Protect Yourself at All Times, Adrian Clark. And we're going to get you up to speed for what Global Sports Streaming has coming up for the second half of 2018. But first, we'd like to acknowledge the retirement of boxer Armando Tovar. Armando was a warrior in every sense of the word inside the ring.
House of Boxing, San Diego, California, USA. Armando Tovar.
Well, I love to go to work because the thing is that it just excites you. When you're in there, you just want to hear the people just shout your name, and it gets people excited. And I mean, I'm a people's person. Like I like to make my fans happy. So
Armando's crowd-pleasing, come-forward style will surely be missed by the boxing community and with the fans that love to watch him fight. Armando made his pro debut in August of 2015 and made his first appearance on Best in Boxing in February of 2016. Armando quickly became a fan favorite of the show for his aggressive style. Armando was trained out of the House of Boxing by Carlos Barragan and was loved by all of his stablemates. We are definitely going to miss him. Good luck, Armando, in the next chapter of your life.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. We know people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Best in Boxing hosts and Fight Hub TV's founder, Marcos Villegas, sits down with the new WBO super welterweight champ, Jamie Munguia, fresh off his win over Saddam Ali, and talks about what is next for the champ.
Hello everybody, this is Marcos Villegas being joined here with the WBO 154-pound champion, Jamie Munguia. First up, Jamie, huge win over Saddam Ali. You've had a few weeks since your fight. How do you feel about the performance you had, and how is it to be a world champion now for you?
Gran pelea contra Saddam Ali, hiciste una gran presentación. ¿Cómo te sientes haberle ganado y cómo te sientes ahorita siendo campeón mundial?
Pues la verdad me siento muy contento. Creo que pues fue una gran pelea, como lo teníamos pensado, ir a buscar el knockout desde el primer round, y pues más que nada muy contento, tanto yo como todo mi equipo, de haberles traído este título a Tijuana, y pues obviamente me siento muy motivado, muy concentrado para lo que es pues mi siguiente pelea, y pues para mi futuro me estoy muy motivado.
I feel very happy to bring that victory to the people of Tijuana. Everything went the way I had it planned, getting hurt from the beginning of the first round. I'm very concentrated now for the future, to what's coming next.
In terms of that fight, it was very apparent you had a very big size advantage over Saddam Ali. But were you surprised that you were able to knock him down 4 times in the fight? Did that surprise you at all?
Dice, en la pelea se vio una diferencia de tamaños increíble, pero tú te sorprendiste que lo tumbaste 4 veces en lo que duró la pelea. ¿Te sorprendiste de eso?
No, pues yo sabía, pues yo ya había mirado peleas de él. ¿Quieres traducir?
I say, I already saw videos of his fights.
Y la verdad yo sabía que en el momento que yo lo agarrara, pues iba a pasar eso, lo iba a poner mal o lo iba a tumbar.
So I knew that at the moment we were able to connect him, I was going to hurt him, and I was going to be able to knock him out.
Now, you mentioned at the end of your fight, thank you to the Nevada Commission for them not allowing you to fight Gennady Golovkin, because you got this big opportunity. Do you ever think about what would have happened if you would have taken that Golovkin fight, seeing what happened with this fight, you becoming world champion?
Durante la pelea, después que terminó la pelea, le agradeciste a la Comisión Atlética de Nevada por no dejarte haber peleado con Golovkin, pero ¿te imaginas ahora qué hubiera pasado si hubieras peleado con Golovkin?
Pues pienso que habría sido una gran pelea de muchos golpes, a lo mejor, y pues yo le tengo un gran respeto, sé que es un peleador demasiado fuerte, entonces, pero creo que yo también tengo la pegada y la fortaleza que si yo lo hubiera agarrado, también lo hubiera podido tumbar.
I know it was going to be a tough fight, a lot of punches during that fight. I know I have a lot of respect for Golovkin. I know he's a strong fighter, but I know what I have to. I know I'm very strong. I hit very hard, so I know that maybe if I would have connected to, probably I could have hurt it also.
You're in a division that's stacked with a lot of great competition, world champions like Jermell Charlo, Jarrett Hurd. When you look at the picture, is the target unifying for you? Is that what you want to do?
Estás en una división donde hay mucho talento, muchos campeones, Jamel Charlo, Herm. ¿Te ves unificando los títulos?
Sí, claro que sí, ¿por qué no? A finales de este año yo pienso que me gustaría unificar mi título. No sé la verdad con quién, pero me gustaría unificarlo.
Yes, that's actually what I would like to do by the end of this year. I don't know which one, but I would like to unify the titles.
In terms of your ring return, when are you going to get back into the ring, and do you have an opponent in mind that you'll be facing to defend your title?
¿Cuándo regresas otra vez al ring y ya tienes un oponente en mente con quien vas a defender tu título?
Sí, todavía no es seguro, pero al parecer fecha tentativa tenemos el 21 de julio aquí en California contra Liam Smith, que es la defensa mandatoria.
Yeah, we don't really have a exact date yet, but tentatively July 21st against Liam Smith is the mandatory defense.
I know Liam Smith was Ali's original opponent. You came in last minute because of the injury that Liam Smith had. How does that fight play out? And do you think you'll have a dominant performance against Liam Smith like you did against Saddam Ali?
Con Liam Smith, pues era el oponente original de Saddam Ali, pero se lastimó, entonces tú entraste en último minuto, pero ahora tú que enfrentas a Liam Smith, ¿cómo te sientes? ¿Crees que lo vas a poder dominar igual que a Saddam Ali?
Sí, la verdad yo pues me siento muy fuerte, me siento pues más que nada motivado, voy a entrenar muy fuerte para esa pelea, que ya pues no falta mucho, pero sí creo que puedo dominar a Liam Smith así como dominé a Saddam Ali.
Yeah, I feel very motivated, I'm very concentrated, and I'm looking forward for that fight. I think yes, I can dominate Liam Smith just like I did with Saddam Ali.
Like I mentioned earlier, your division is a stacked division. You want to unify, you said, at the end of the year or maybe potentially next year. When the dust settles, who do you think will be the fighter that you will be unifying against?
Dice, como te dijo anteriormente, pues quieres unificar los títulos al final del año, principios del otro año. Cuando todo ya las aguas se calmen, ¿con quién realmente crees tú que unificarías el título?
Yo pienso que después de pelear con Liam Smith, y si Dios quiere todo sale bien, yo pienso que unificaría con Jarrett Hurd.
Yeah, I think after beating Liam Smith, if everything's alright, everything comes out the way I want to, I think Harm will be the one I would like to unify.
That's a great fight because you come forward, Hurd comes forward. I think it'll be an action-packed fight. Jaime, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Congratulations once again. You're with Jamie Munguia taking on Liam Smith coming up July 21st in California. Site not yet announced, but look forward to his ring return.
If you haven't seen Jaime's fight against Saddam Ali, you have to check it out. Jaime is a beast inside the ring, and I can't wait to see him fight Jarrett Hurd. Two big 154-pounders going toe-to-toe. It is going to be explosive. Next up, author and boxing manager Adrian Clark is on a crusade to help professional fighters learn the sport of boxing so they can protect themselves and their money as they navigate the rough waters of the business side of boxing. Adrian sits down with our very own Armando Tovar for a one-on-one about the changing sport of boxing.
I think that's the focal point that most people don't take is the average guy. And I was just talking about this last night. Like, don't think about the Anthony Joshuas and the Errol Spences and the Klitschko's and the Charlos, those guys that have made millions in their careers. Like, those guys, or the Floyd Mayweathers for that matter.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the biggest rarities that you'll ever see in the sport of boxing. Don't think about those guys. Think about a guy like an Eric Molina or a Jerry Belmontes or a James De La Rosa. Of course, I named 3 guys that I've helped out in their careers.
Yeah.
But they're guys that are not household names. They didn't make millions of dollars in the sport, and they sacrifice 10 plus years of their livelihood to the sport of boxing. So just to relate to an individual that is looked at as an average Joe, you've spent 10 years of your life working. So every month you have a certain amount of income that flows in. You're not hurting for money. Even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you know something is coming in, and you know you got hours at your job. So you know, if nothing else, your bills and family will be taken care of. The life of a professional boxer, if there's 12 months in a calendar year, you'll be lucky to get 4 fights out of that calendar year. And if you don't have a job that you're working on the side that can make ends meet, or if you don't have someone that's behind you that's providing a stipend or something like that, you're really sacrificing 4 months out of the year to make however much money and get however many wins to try to get one step closer to a championship fight. So you're sacrificing 10 years of your life not working for this one big moment to win a championship and to make a lot of money that's going to take care of you for the rest of your life. And if I could put all this on paper and I can give you a choice of which route would you take, would you rather take the safe route to where 10 years you're getting paid every month out of the year, you know something is coming in, or would you rather take this other route to where you only get maybe in the first year 4 fights, second year maybe 3 fights, third year you probably get 4 fights again, and all the numbers are equaling up to you make $25,000 at the end of the year, you make $30,000 at the end of the next year, then third year maybe you get lucky, you make $70,000. Would you rather go with that, or would you rather go with what's easy? And most people would take the easy route. So the fighters are taking one hell of a sacrifice, but once the business is broken down and the numbers I just named, 70, 50, 30, you don't come out with those numbers because your overhead expenses are so high based off of the sport not being regulated. So your 70,000 turns into 30,000, and your 50,000 turns into 25,000, and your 25,000 turns into 10,000 based off of you paying up to 43% in overhead expenses just based off of your management and your training. So it's a lot to take in, but once you really break down the numbers and you see the sacrifice the professional boxers are taking, it's not for everyone, and everyone does not take the sacrifice of being a professional boxer and going through what they go through. Yeah,
you definitely have to love it. You definitely have to be dedicated to it, and the story of what you're describing is consistent throughout the sport. Doing the working with the smaller promoters with the show Best in Boxing, I meet these kids over and over and over again, where they get up in the morning, they do their run, they go to work, they work a full 8-hour day, or sometimes they have 2 jobs, then they go train at night. And this is not a one-time, this is not a one-year thing. This is a multi-year for a lot of these kids, and in the hopes that they get a big payday. And then hopefully they have the right team around them so that they don't end up broke at the end of that big payday. Because with the taxes, with the management fees, with the trainer fees, the promoter, depending on what promoter you have, some of the promoters will take a piece of the purse. And by the time you're done, all that work, years and years and years, I mean, you probably make more working at McDonald's with some of these guys. And so you have to love the sport in order to do it. You have to have that dream has to be alive for them in order to do it. And I see a lot of guys, they'll do it for a little bit, but then they'll fall out because it's just too difficult. It's just too difficult for them.
I completely agree with you. Completely agree.
Yeah, it's a tough game inside the ring. I think it's even tougher outside the ring because of all they have to deal with it.
I think it's more tough inside the ring, outside the ring than it is inside the ring. At least they love what's going on inside the ring. Outside the ring, they don't understand exactly what's going on because there's no knowledge of it when when you turn pro from amateur, like there's no symposium where there's nothing to say, okay, you know what? I know you guys love what goes on inside the ring, but in the next couple of hours, the next couple of days, we're gonna break down to you how it gets outside of the ring and what goes on behind the scenes. And after that, let's see if you still love this and want to go forward with this as is. And I think that's the part that I'll be more comfortable with at the end of the day. And I hope I don't take one of your questions later on and answer it now. But at the end of the day, if there could be a symposium set up for fighters, amateur, even if they're not going to be world champions, even if they're just the average guys that didn't have a big amateur background, that aren't looked at as the next big thing in boxing, if they are sat down and over, whether it be a couple of hours or 2 days, if things are broken down to them, how this business is going to go and what they're sacrificing, if all of that is broken down and they can take home handouts, pamphlets, whatever it may be, if all of that can happen, then they are knowledgeable at that point on, and they know what they're getting into going forward. So whatever happens going forward, they've been equipped with the necessary tools to move forward, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse about, oh man, well I didn't know or no one told me. Like, no, you knew because we prepared you at the symposium. That honestly will be everything for me if that can happen within the next year.
Adrian is definitely an inspiration and someone that fighters should seek out for advice. You can watch the full interview on Best in Boxing's YouTube page, youtube.com/Best in Boxing. Go ahead and type in Adrian Clark into the Best in Boxing search and his video will pop up.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Hot prospect Kevin Torres allowed our BIB embedded team into his camp as he prepared for tonight's fight. We sat down with Kevin and his trainer, Carlos Barragan, to talk about where Kevin is now in his career and where the future champ wants to go.
Representing House of Boxing, San Diego, California, hailing out of Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Mexico, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
My pro debut was at 154, so I've been working slowly down to 140. My next fight, June 22nd, is going to be at 145. But eventually, when I'm going for my title belt, I'm going to go at 140.
Saul Rios brought him to me that since he was related to him, and I seen a great future for the kid. That's what caught my attention. He's very fast, agile, and he could take a punch. I seen him in a sparring session. He took a punch really well, but he was really quick. He had really good footwork. With his strength, his quickness, his reaction, and his ability to fight, I really see really positive things in him. And that's one of the reasons why I said I want to be a part of the project.
Coming down here to San Diego with Carlos, it's been a game changer for me because it's my first time being in a professional manner with Carlos. He's always there. It's a one-on-one sessions most of the time. Having my coach there, he's always there pushing me. Having like my own personal coach is just great because it's always one-on-one session. I feel like I learn the most one-on-one, and he gives all his attention, all his effort in me.
He's also fast. He's got a lot of good footwork, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Kevin Torres with the sensational first-round knockout of Javier Oleche with a resounding hook there.
He reacts very fast. The head movement, and then to counterpunch, you need some really quick movement, and that kid already had it. Take away some of the slapping shots and just have him sit down a little bit better and make him into a pro-style fighter where he can hit, not get hit, but hit again, and be just at the end of a shot where we're in the fire but we're not getting burnt. So I saw that and I thought, hey, well, I could add this and this. I won't reinvent the wheel. What I'll do is just polish the stone and make it into a diamond. Well, there it is. He's Diamond Boy.
I'm one of the top prospects here in San Diego and all of Tijuana. And I think people are starting to get to know my name. People are starting to see my fights more. There's random people who are just like, hey, I like your fight. I saw you on YouTube. And it's pretty awesome. And, you know, it feels good to show people what I can be made of.
An old boxing man told me a promoter promotes, a manager manages, a fighter fights, and a trainer trains. You know, it's the road to success is going to be up to the manager and the promoter, but they're going to ask my input. But you know, as long as we work together as a team, you know, we do have something here with Kevin Torres.
I got that confidence in myself. I think I got that ring intelligence. I know when to adapt, and I know when to make the right move. And you know, I think I have a good chance to become a world champion at 140.
The Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres, he definitely gives new meaning to the phrase hot prospect. If his looks could fight, he is already a champ to me. Check him out tonight when he steps into the ring. I know I will be.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Initially, tonight's card had 3 more fights, but due to injuries and a change in a trainer, all 3 fights were removed from the card. Fan favorite Mario Ramirez injured his right hand in training. Prospect Gilbert Garcia ruptured his right eardrum from a head clash during his last fight. The injury did not heal on its own, so Gilbert will have to undergo surgery to repair the damaged ear. Fighter Kevin Otley was set to make his return to BIB after almost a year off the show. Kevin, who has been looking for a new trainer and has had a rough go as of late, has lost 2 out of his last 4 fights. He is going back to his old trainer, Berlin Kearney. We certainly wish the 2 of them the best of luck as they begin to reshape Kevin's career. We hope to see them back on Best in Boxing soon.
People just don't know what we go through. All the time away from family, hours of road work, fighting through the pain of training. You know, people just don't understand how tough this life is. People ask me then, why do it? Simple. I want to be the best in boxing. Follow Best in Boxing on YouTube, where the future stars of boxing fight.
Global Sports Streaming, the creator of Best in Boxing, is now entering phase 2 of their plan to bring fans more fight action. This coming September 1st, GSS will be launching Best in MMA, a new series bringing live mixed martial art direct to the fans. Tune in to GS Streaming on Facebook and Best in MMA. We have a lot of exciting news coming in the next half of 2018, so tune in for all your fight news and fight action. That's it for our first pre-show. Please follow us on Facebook at Best in Boxing and on Instagram at best_in_boxing and of course on globalsportsstreaming.com. Sit back and enjoy all the fights and Best in Boxing.